Hey everyone, I'm Case Aiken. Now, I'm trying to finish up my rundown of characters called Superwoman for my Superman Analogue series. And while I'll certainly miss characters that qualify, there's one that I realized I needed to squeeze onto that list. One that checks off a lot of the boxes that a Superwoman should. Lisa Jennings is a blink and you'll miss it entry into the pantheon of Superwomen, which I did initially because she showed up in the Superman Grounded arc, which I checked out from after one issue. But she shares a lot with past Superwomen. She's a human that emulates Kryptonian abilities through technology. She's a character of mystery. She's briefly had a stint as a supervillain. She rocks a cowl design. She's pretty good at stalking Superman, and she's a goddamn time traveler. So in the wake of the New Krypton arc that I referenced when discussing Lucy Lane's stint as Superwoman, a number of Kryptonian artifacts were scattered around Earth. One such, a sunstone, was found by the students of elementary school teacher Lisa Jennings, who brought it to her. And it just so happened that it was in her possession when a mopey Superman was walking through her town on his trek across the country, Forrest Gump style, and his Kryptonian physiology triggered the device. Now, the device's purpose was as a Kryptonian interrogation technique, designed to copy the memories of whomever it was subjected to. But in this case, in addition to copying Superman's memories, it copied his powers, although not to the same degree that a full Kryptonian would have. And it also drove her crazy! So she stalked Superman across the country and tried to destroy everything he touched and sought to accomplish. Additionally, with the Sunstone, she was able to empower others to be superpowered villains and create disasters to overwhelm the Man of Steel, while being strong enough to hold her own against the likes of Wonder Woman. But, as it often does for Superman's foes, it came to a head when she took it too far and threatened Lois Lane. Rather than confront her directly in a populated area, Superman took her into the Phantom Zone/Still Zone as a means of avoiding collateral damage. There, he was able to de-escalate the situation while getting an info dump from his mysterious super stalker. Rehabilitating Lisa sparked a renewed sense of hope in Superman, inspiring him to re-establish the Supermen of America, an alliance of heroes and reformed villains that drew inspiration from Superman. And it turned out that these were the seeds that would eventually grow into the time-spanning Superman squad that we'd see in All-Star Superman and in other stories, along with more literal seeds that we'd see in the House of El future state. And then at the end of the Grounded arc, Superman himself got to see a sneak peek of the 853rd century time-spanning alliance of Ubermensch. And wouldn't you know it, there was a Superwoman in the group that came back to show Superman what he'd accomplish. And it turns out that that Superwoman was Lisa Jennings, reformed after her encounter with Superman and inspired to take up the mantle in his honor. As with most Superwomen, she has only a few appearances in the role. Unfortunately for the character, all of these appearances are in a pretty widely panned story arc, and to make matters worse, she rocks one of the less visually appealing designs for a Superwoman. And it just goes to show how fickle the zeitgeist can be with which characters they remember. Kristen Wells is on paper very similar, with even fewer appearances, but she benefits from a cool intro, several important appearances, and a great design. Lisa never had that chance, unfortunately. But hey, with that, we are done talking about characters named Superwoman. And so next time, we're going to talk about an example of when a very literal Superman analog is pushed way too far. But until then, stay super, man. Hey, this is Case, just wanting to say thank you for watching this video, and I'm sorry the schedule has gotten kind of wonky lately, as those of you who have been following these back sections know. My wife and I just had a baby a couple of weeks ago, and she's doing great, but wow, they were not kidding when they said you just don't sleep. And that's really true. So I'm getting these out as fast as I can, but yeah, everything's kind of all over the place. But hey, I do really appreciate you all watching these and providing feedback and doing all the YouTube stuff, liking and subscribing and doing all that. That's so cool, and I just want you to know that from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great week.